Hi world, it's 7:45 a.m. on the 16th of May 2016 and this is the first of two videos today. This is my Mercury retrograde in the 8th house for Scorpio house video. Week ahead will be with you in just a minute. The 8th house is traditionally considered one of the more arcane houses in that it has been known as the house of sex, death and taxes, traditionally anyway. Although a much more modern description is that it deals with different types of power of all types, whether psychological, financial or personal power. It rules other people's financial influence in your life and is strongly connected with the scorpionic and plutonian influences of the underworld and ongoing transformation. So when Mercury stands still and starts to go retrograde in the 8th house, it's a really good time to stop, step back and look at your financial spreadsheets from a more objective perspective and ask yourself as to whether or not you're overextending yourself. You'll find that your bullshit filters are set on a high setting and that your sensitivity to people not telling you the truth or trying to manipulate you is also high. You'll probably find that you're becoming much deeper, i.e. re-evaluating your attitude towards mortality and your own psychological status. If this Mercury retrograde is affecting you in the 8th house, then you've got either Virgo or Libra rising on the ascendant when you were born. As Mercury gets into the retrograde process in the 8th house, so the subject of shared resources and other people's money arises, whether that's taxes, debts, insurance, investments, inheritances, shared resources or partners' money. So this is the time to ask yourself and others questions as to the balance in financial relationships. It is not seen as a good time to take out a large personal or business loan, as is more likely to be delays in this process than there will be at normal times. There's also likely to be delays in repayments, either to you or from you, for whatever reason. However, this is a good transit for sitting down with your personal or business partner and discussing new financial strategies, although the implementation of these should wait until Mercury goes direct. When it comes to matters of sexuality, this retrograde process is an excellent time to get detached and impersonal perspective on what's really going on. It is a good time for sharing, whether with your partner or with any particular type of counsellor. Certainly any form or any type of psychoanalysis or any form of sexual healing that you embrace at this time will prove to be beneficial, as it will bring things up to the surface from the past so that they can be dealt with and, if necessary, eliminated or else transformed in some similar way. As mentioned previously, there'll be a new way of seeing, a new look at mortality and the nature of passage, and this is likely to arise, whether that concerns you, others closer to you, or the world at large. You should also find that at least temporarily you become less attached to possessions, materials and resources, and that the dictum, "you can't take it with you," arises. This is a great time to get to the bottom of things, especially if it involves the purging and releasing of things, people, situations and environments that have reached the end of their shelf life and are past their sell-by date. As Mercury stands still and starts to move forward again in the 8th house, so the complications and difficulties of recent weeks seem to resolve themselves and a clearer perspective starts to dawn, one that has a more simplistic and less complex attitude. You become more aware of who and what is still of worth and how to get it if needed. Finances start to flow more healthily again, both to you and from you. And if you look back on recent weeks and the in-depth analysis that you've performed upon yourself, your motives and your reasons, you'll find that there's a new paradigm in town, one based on a much cleaner and clearer philosophy. It's time once again to move forward and emerge from the cavern of self-reflection. There you go, folks. Mercury transiting retrograde in the 8th house.